So, welcome everybody. This is the official welcome for this call tonight. It's really, really good to see everybody on here. Kevin, Kathy, what a month! What a month!
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Stellar. Stellar.
I don't know whether anybody else in this call is feeling it, but there is some exciting stuff going on in this company. And I can see it in some people's faces because there were so many rank ups. I mean, even I'm in a leadership group and it was just buzzing. I was up till 3 in the morning in this leadership group looking at the rank advancements and trying to see whether our fearless CEO was going to extend. And I wanted to make sure that I had the information to pass on to everybody. And it just was fired up. It didn't die down until 3 in the morning Eastern. I'm like, wow. And just to see everybody so rev. So I spoke with Kathy and Kevin today, people, and just thought, man, we gotta celebrate each other. We've got to, get everybody on this call and we got to give ourselves a round of applause for sure. Don't you think so, Kev?
Absolutely, T. It's been a long journey for some of us, and for some of you, it's been a new journey. And I think that's what's one of the most exciting parts about this with a team. And for those who don't, Terry and I were from a sports background, so you're always looking for that new draft pick that's coming on board, and you don't know what they're going to do when they get onto the right team. And I'm looking forward to hearing from especially those that have achieved a milestone in this company with a journey that they've been on, whether it's short or long in tenure, it doesn't matter because this is what we learned in direct sales network marketing. It's everybody has the same opportunity. And but to hear from looking forward to hearing from those individuals and some of the key things that have catapulted their journey within Super Patch. Why has it been so good? Because we can all learn from this as we speak with other new people that join our team. So it's just been electric with this Black Friday, Cyber Monday, 4 day go time, so to speak. And it's just been incredible to see what's happened at the latter part of the month leading into December and what's just been building up all year long with all the things that have been working towards the last quarter and then to set us off on a new trajectory going into 2026. So
Yeah, absolutely. Kath?
Hey, Terry, thanks for having me on.
Oh,
Thanks.
you're always welcome here, girl.
It's this this past month has been really amazing, and this past week has been really amazing, and I just feel like it kind of gave us the push, the momentum that we needed to realize that how big this is going to get.
Hmm.
And whether you're just coming in, congratulations to everyone that has ranked up, not just this past month, but this past 6 months, year, it doesn't matter. The fact that you ranked up is amazing. And, if you're just coming in and maybe you just went to senior associate, you know what? Doesn't matter. Everybody is important. Everybody is creating this business. And without you all, I always tell my team, if it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be a me. So I'm
100%.
blessed to have my team as good as they are, and I just had a meeting with my team this afternoon, thanking them from the bottom of my heart because I honestly don't know what I'd do without them.
Well, that's a great point, Kathy, and I feel exactly the same way. Um, whether it's in sports, whether it's in life in general, you're only as good as your team. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. And what I'm really, really grateful for, especially today, um, is the OGs, some of the people that have been around a long time, and to see them rank up that have been here for a while And, it just makes my heart smile to see some of these people that have been around and got a rank. And whether you reach the rank, as Kathy said, or not, if your volume's up a bit, if you've got some increased volume, then bravo. For those that have continued to stick around just to enjoy this moment and to be part of our culture, bravo. Great for you guys because we're all trying to spread the word and share what this technology has done. And it's not easy, it's not linear. Do you know what I mean? It's not, we all wish that there wasn't potholes. We all wish that there wasn't hills with ice, steep hills that were covered in ice when we're driving, but it happens. And so I tip my hat to all those that have been here and stuck it out for a while, and to see some of the people that have done that, that have achieved ranks, which we're going to give some accolades to, is just phenomenal to see. And if you weren't here, you wouldn't be able to share in this. If you didn't stick around, you wouldn't be able to share in this. And so between myself and Kevin and Kathy and a lot of leaders on here, I think it kind of resonates with all of us to be able to, you know, share in each other's successes, to be proud of each other and talk about that. It's funny, you look at the momentum, and Kevin and I were talking about this being sports background guys. I said, Kev, when I was playing hockey, if I had the puck and I was going in on two defensemen, I didn't go in full bore necessarily. I was always looking who could I pass the puck to. But I said, if I was going in on those two defensemen and they both fell down, I would accelerate to go by them because I was worried they were going to get up again. So we're in momentum right now. These bonuses, these things for Cyber Monday and for our Black Friday events, that's like the two defensemen that fell down. Everybody sped up their pace because the two defensemen being the two promotions were those defensemen that fell, and we all accelerated through there. And so it just felt awesome to see the excitement because we're pioneers, guys. This has not been a linear road. And for those of you that have continued to stay, to continue to battle, to continue to believe in yourself and learn, man, you guys deserve to look in the mirror tonight and go, you're all right. Look at yourself and go, you're all right. I like you. Do you know what I mean? And pat yourself on the back because it's amazing. Don't you agree, Kev?
Yeah, it's been again just watching the growth of so many different people that you get to work with as a team. There's the I think one of the best awards on a team is the MIP, which is the most improved player.
Mm-hmm.
There's always valuable people, but most improved is everybody here that I'm working at getting better. Kev, Terry, Kathy, whoever your sponsor is, whoever you're part of, and that's all you can ask for, right? It's like I'm going to do a bit more. I'm going to do a little bit more every day. And I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in this team. I'm in this organization, and I'm going to do my best. And everybody's best is different based on your ability and your circumstances. But we all have the same opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's what's the cool part to see. And as we hear probably in a few minutes here, some of the stories of some of those people and what they did and what happened and what they did to get better, quote unquote, because again, everything in network marketing and personal development is a huge part of this journey. Like it's the greatest platform for personal development because you're working with people.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you improve, your team follows. And we talked about this. This was taught to us from John Maxwell.
Yeah.
If you want to be a great leader and you want to lead people, then you have to develop. So this is why we do these calls and all the stuff that Jay's doing and the corporate and the events coming up or whatever. It's about I got to get better. I want to get better. I want to get better. And then anything's possible if you keep improving because you never reach the top. When
No.
you get to one level, there's another level you got to go to. So you're continually working on your game, as we say, and that's the beauty of what we get to be a part of.
Yeah, and it's not, and Kathy, you probably feel the same, and Kev, you probably feel the same, and some of the OGs that are here that have been around for a while. It's not just about hitting a new rank, it's about re-ranking to your best rank. Because when the company has struggled with their pains, whether it's through COVID, whether it's through growth, whether it's through back office issues, we're a young company. There's, when you go in 3 years to over $200 million, you have to try and contain that growth as a company. And Jay has had to do that. And sometimes it always isn't easy. Sometimes we always want that perfection of the back office. Sometimes we always want that perfection of delivery. And we want it to be perfect like a 25-year-old company. Do you know, in our family business in our 40th year, we were still working on policies and procedures to get them better. 40 years in. So we have to be, sort of understanding to some of the things that, you know, cause us glitches, cause us headaches, whatever, as being just the nature of business. That's just business. And just remember, everything is figure outable, right? And so as leaders, as we grow, we have to learn to be patient. We have to learn to edify our team like crazy, which is why I think a call like this is important. And I'd like to shout out to Kathy because Kathy and I are OGs. I can remember doing our first event in Barrie in 2016 in the back of a restaurant. Remember that, Kath?
I do remember that, Terry. That's
Yeah.
been many moons ago.
Yeah, and there was probably, I don't know, 15 or 16 people there. And I think almost everyone there joined. So that was kind of exciting. Um, but we all hit ranks. I mean, um, Kathy is an RVP in this company. And I was so excited to see that with the growth and everything, she hit that rank again. That was so exciting. And so my point of saying that is that we know that sometimes you go down a little bit before you go up a bit. But it's all about belief. It's about hanging around and believing that you can win. There isn't a hockey team, a football team, a baseball team, whatever, that doesn't believe they can win, doesn't believe that they can win a championship, especially at a professional level. And we are all professionals here, and we're winning. We're really winning. So bravo to you, Kathy, um, for
Thank
getting
you,
back
Terry.
to rank. You continue to lead. You continue to take your team, and you've got so many good people on your team. So I think here's the thing. There's probably people that ranked up or got back to rank or whatever that we don't even know about because we don't always know because there's those quiet people that hit rank and you don't know. But there are people that have hit rank, and I'm going to point out one that's been around for a long time, and her name is Mia Saddington. So Mia lost her husband a few years back. She's battling cancer. She's been around for 9 years. 9 years. You want to talk about belief? You want to talk about believing in the product, believing in the technology, and continuing to climb that mountain? Mia hit director. First time in 9 years. So let's hear it for Mia.
There you go, me.
Mia, you are a warrior. You're a silent leader. You keep working. And now don't quit because managing director's in your crosshairs right now. So just a special shout out to Mia.
Congratulations, Mia.
Way to go, Mia. Kathy, I know you got a couple people that you want to give a shout out to on your team as well.
I do, Terry, and there's so many I can't even remember them all, but it's exciting to see people ranking up that have been in the company for an extended period of time, and they're ranking up now. And there's one thing that I it stuck with me years ago. Somebody told me that be a leader that doesn't quit, because most leaders that are just on the edge of exploding their business
Yeah,
quit because they get frustrated because there's peaks and valleys, and it doesn't matter what company you're in. And our company is no different. There's always peaks and valleys, and like Terry said, growing pains and whatnot. And you know what? Stick with it. That's all I can say, because that's the one thing that, it's funny. There was something that I was upset about, and it really wasn't anything major, but at the time I thought it was terrible. And
sure.
and it was when I was managing director, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know. But if I would have said no, and I don't know, and I'm ready to go, look, now I'm our VP and I love it. And there's always peaks and valleys and
Sure.
things, and you just got to move on and know that what you're doing is where you need to be. And yeah, I do want to shout out to Angie and Ernie Hall, who hit their VP rank this month, and they were VP, or yeah, they were VP, but they hit it again this month, which pushed me to our VP. So you know what? Without our teams, it's amazing. Zoo Five Pont, it was another rank advancement. There's many, and Lisa Nenson, I believe, and there's just many that I could call out, and I'm just so proud of all of my team, everybody here, everybody. And like I said, even if you didn't rank, I'm proud of you that you're sticking with it, that you're putting
Mm,
in the work. And one small step I say every day will create mountains.
exactly. And you know what? Celebrating other people's success is not going to affect yours in anything but a positive way. So I know I've seen some posts on people's personal Facebook walls about people that have become friends or are in their downline or whatever. But guys, we need to post these in the team page. We need to get these posts and celebrate people in the team page. People need to know in our organizations who's moving, who's ranking up, who's growing, and we need to celebrate the living daylights out of that stuff. I mean, I'm so excited to see Sue rank up. I was so elated to see that post where Sue ranked up because why? I'm going over to Florida to do an event with Sue and Stephanie Tollers this upcoming Saturday in Sarasota. And I'm there with two leaders that are just kicking butt. And we're going to do the same thing. So that's exciting to me to see that these new rank ups. We have Andrea Abrick, who's relatively new, who's another quiet warrior that has gone through struggles with her husband that's been vaccine injured. And these patches have made an unbelievable difference in her life. She's worked through adversity. She's worked through trial. And she's here and she ranked up. She hit director rank. First time. Been here, I don't know, been here a year, but she's only worked the business for like 3 months, 3.5 months. She decided to roll up her sleeves and just give it. And bravo to you, Andrea, for that effort and for all the work you do. There's people that can see the volume going, those that have hit the ranks or come back to hitting their ranks. Keep going, guys. Keep going. Because if Andrea can do it, if Sue can do it, if Angie and Arnie can do it, we can all do it. We can all do it. Just keep going. All I can say is the road is never linear. There's potholes. You might hit a pothole and get through it, but somebody on your team hits the same pothole and blows the tire off. So they got to put a new tire on, which means you got to stop your car and help them change that tire. That's what team is all about. I'm not above anybody else. Kathy's not above anybody else. Kev's not above anybody else. We have to understand as we build our worldwide distribution networks that we are servant leaders. We're here to serve. And when you get that mindset that you're here to serve and you hang around and you're going to be here, then you get to take advantage of those two defensemen that fell down and you'll skate between them and bust your butt and probably score. And that's what's really exciting. Heather Lemke, I want to give a special shout out to Heather Lemke as well. She works tirelessly doing shows. Her enrollment rate is unbelievable. She's had her best volume month, I think, ever since Vox Days. She's busting close to get back to VP rank. She's managing director, and she works tirelessly at shows. She's just an amazing leader on this team. A shout out to so many people in this team that have hung around. Paul Vandeven, Monica Warner, Susie Richardson, Kay Farmer. Like I could just go on. All you guys on this call tonight, Janice Goulet, you all deserve accolades. We're building something here that, from my perspective, I would have never ever believed that I would be part of. I come from a family business background. I never believed that I would be part of building something that could change the world. What a blessing that is. Heather, tell us a little bit about tonight. I'm going to call on you. Tell us a little bit about your progress this month and your team, of course.
My team's amazing. My team is just blown up. I think we got 60 new signups in 30 days for my team. And Terry, I'm so proud of them because my team's taking one step at a time. They're not going up on an elevator like a lot of these MLMers do. And I think what that's doing, it's building a foundation for them. We've developed this I don't know, MO of signing people up on a 4-pack auto ship. So then we're going to have it. Then we're going to have those people month after month. We aren't going to be starting from scratch every month. And I think we all learned that from Andrea. I think she came and spurred us on with that little gem, and we've all sort of changed our MO. But no, I'm really proud of them. I think they're doing very well. We're using shows to get contacts, and everybody's complaining about the price, but we're not, because we're using it an advantage to get people to sign on for the 4-pack auto ship. It's a great conversation piece to get them to realize the value of that 4-pack smart chip. So no, I'm just really proud of them, and I hope they keep working next month as we continue with the $1 membership. I think it'll be excellent.
Yeah, thank you, Heather. The $1 membership, I was so excited when I saw Chandon in the leadership group put that down. So I took a screenshot at it. I forget what time it was. It was late. And I'm like, okay, this is right from the horse's mouth. That's not me saying it. I'm going to post it in the team page so that everybody knows, because I really wasn't a big fan of dollar signups at the beginning. But I'm liking the dollar signups where people get two things. A, what's the difference of ordering off their own website or ordering off mine? Right? That's the one theory. Secondly, they don't have to build, but now they can get the advantage as an associate to take part in any special, any promo that comes down the pipe, and they can order from their own website and always have the best pricing. So I see it as a little bit of an advantage, and certainly from doing it after being a customer. And so it was really funny last night. There was two people at 12, a quarter to 12 last night. I brought in the last person at quarter to 12, and they bought as a customer and told them they got their discount and everything, bought it as a customer. And I said, okay, now what we're going to do is you're going to log back into your customer account. And you're going to buy your membership for $1. And then you don't have to be my customer anymore. You can be your own. And they're like, awesome. And they did it in like record time. Person that's younger, so they didn't get, all scared about what button they're going to push and get sent to the Holy Grail if they push the wrong button. They just went ding, 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 and they were ahead of me, and I was talking with them on the phone. Okay, I'm already at upgrade to an associate. Oh, okay, so I have to set my password. Okay, boom. And as I'm watching on my email, I got, congratulations, you have a new customer. And then 5 minutes later, I get, congratulations, you have a new associate. I thought, well, that was pretty cool. So this person may never build, but she's got athletic volleyball daughters, and they love our focus and our victory patch. Absolutely love it. So we got another month of dollar memberships. So I'm at the point where I'm going to leverage it for my business. I'm going to get people in. If they're a first-time customer, then I'm going to let them buy off my website first, and then I'm going to convert them to an associate. Those that are already customers, I'm going to tell them why they should have their own account. From a straight business. You don't have to build, but now any promos that come down the road, you can take part of.
Tara, I think what's so exciting as a company is Jay's given us a lot of different tools to put in front of customer / associate. And to be able to give people choices, just like, well, we've got 13 patches, which one, we know what we start with. But when you have options, it's a very powerful leveraging tool because it just starts the conversation rolling.
Sure.
And as you pivot those conversations with people and what are they looking for, what do they want to do, and your own journey and your own conviction and your own energy and your own drive, people are attracted to that. And when you lead, as we talked about this before, when you lead with the demo, right? I mean, that's your trump card, man. That's like the Bauer.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming down with a hammer here. Why? Because that's what locks it in, the belief.
Yeah.
And then as you share your story, you talk about what we're doing as a company and the people that we've helped and what we're able to do and what the mission is. And we're like not even 3 years in yet. And we've done X, Y, Z. They're going, holy flip. You guys have done this in like less than 3 years? Yeah, man, we got a pretty amazing team. And so it just builds on all these positives, which is people are looking for in light of what's out there sometimes as an option.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Great point. What I think I'd like to do for the next 5-10 minutes here is I'd like to open it up. If anybody would like to share a success, those that are new, those that have been around for a while, share your thoughts. I'd love to hear from some other people that are on there. So if you just go down to the reaction button at the bottom there, you can just raise your hand, or the first one that's daring enough to speak, just unmute yourself and go.
Be brave.
Step okay, up. I'm gonna pick because people take too long.
Well, pick
Oh, Monica. Okay, Monica got her hand up. So Monica, you go, girl.
Yeah, so I've been silent for quite a while. I've had a really crappy 11 months. And I raise my hat to Heather and to Andrea and to Mia. I'm one of the old girls as well, and Angie and Arnie, but I did nothing for probably the last year or 2 years. And that was because we buried our son a couple of weeks ago. So many of you don't know that, but I had to pick myself up and I slapped on those damn peace patches because it worked a hell of a lot better than the little blue pills that the therapy guys gave to me. And so I was starting to look down, but I had to look up. And so I went to the Mississauga event and because I needed to light a fire. And it had to be one hell of a fire because I just needed more than a spark. I needed like a whole new set of spark plugs. And so that happened for me in Mississauga, just to be around that positivity, the enthusiasm. There's like a shitload of people I didn't know, but that was okay because they were all friendly. And so somebody mentioned that we have peaks and we have valleys, and you go down a bit. And I went down a lot, but that's okay because you couldn't get any further down without, anyways, I won't get to that. But small, consistent actions is what I took away from the Mississauga event. And so, yes, you will progress. And so I'm just really glad to be on this call with all you guys over here. I just made it to team leader. So for me, that's a big friggin' deal, but that's cool. I'm happy with that. And I just look up to all you guys. I see all your smiles. I see Kevin. I see teeth there. I just see all you guys. And thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate that. And so those small, consistent actions. One of them was I hold my own events because I'm too lazy to go to a show. In all honesty, I'm the ADHD
Perfect.
kid. We got to figure out how to do things, and you figure out. And Terry, you mentioned everything's figure outable. I was so upset when somebody named a book after that because I think you guys coined it before the book came out. But I do my own little events and I had a networking event and one person showed up and it was like not a big deal. I was sad on the inside and my heart was breaking. But that one person is a travel agent who signed up and she markets now the Defend patch for her bus tours and the REM patch when they stay overnight. So you just never know. Right? So if you're lazy like me, just, small little actions, they will do it too. Just be consistent. So thanks for the soapbox, guys, and thanks for listening.
Well, Monica, so sorry to hear what you've had to go through with your son. Our our hearts ache for you and your family. But you've hung in here. Like a lot of us have struggled with trials and so on. So bravo to you, and so thank you so much for sticking it out, and those small, consistent actions are going to be huge, and those defensemen will fall, and those promotions will come, and there will be a time where the road is smooth, right? And so, congratulations to you, telling your story, and this growth from that, as far as I'm concerned, is just as important as rank. In fact, sometimes more. So bravo to you and thank you for sharing, Monica. That was
Thank you.
incredible. Susan, good to see you on here. Go ahead and unmute.
And I was on time too.
Well, that was last week's faux pas, but that's okay.
I thought I was 5 minutes early. I was 55 minutes late. Anyway,
Missed the bus, Susie. You missed the bus.
yep, I did. Yesterday in church, the minister spoke on one word, hope.
Yeah.
And I've always felt like these patches give people hope for whatever reason, whatever they're dealing with. I met with a lady this morning who has had 5 major losses this past year. And she didn't start with the patches to raise up her spirits, but she started with the Liberty, the Defend, the Peace, and the REM. And before we left, she came in as an associate and did the 4-pack Smart Chip. And before we left, a young man came to her office door and she is telling him about these patches. So I demoed him as her first customer. I said, this will be your first customer. And I demoed him. I mean, I sold out all my Liberties, but I actually took the Boost with me because they have some of the properties. And I had one Liberty left that I demoed Annette with. But anyways, going back to this hope, 8.5 weeks ago, I had a mom from Eau Claire call me and say that she needed help for her son. He had been into drugs for the last 4 years,
Oh, boy.
and she said, all I had in the house was a kick it, and I slapped that on him. I said, that's the best thing you could have done. So I drove an hour south, she drove an hour north, and I gave her the other patches. And now I gave, because he's active, I also gave him the victory patch. And then he had the kick it patch and the peace patch and the liberty patch. I gave him both liberty and victory, so he balanced his entire body. Anyways, that family got hope. For 8.5 weeks, that young man has been drug-free.
Wow. Wow. What a story. Wow.
And I know they work because I'm working with another young woman an hour north of me who has the same patches, and she won't wear them. She'll wear them, then she won't wear them. She's not wearing them consistently, and she's not 8.5 weeks out drug-free.
Wow.
These patches give people hope, no matter what they're going through. They give people hope.
Exactly. Well, Susie, that's a great, incredible story. And good for you. Good for you for being up. You know, even though you missed the bus last week, who cares? You're here this week. So I love that line. Thought I was 5 minutes early and I was 55 minutes late. These we have our call at 8 o'clock, and then our fearless leader Jay, CEO, comes in and does a call every month or every week now at 8 o'clock and bumps us out of our time slot. So I don't want to keep going back and forth, so I'm permanently changing it to 7 p.m. Eastern. Right? So
That's good.
it's going to always be at 7 p.m. Eastern. So you'll never miss the bus again, Susie.
The weird part is I have like eight alarms set that are constant for all the meetings, and I still miss the bus.
Well, there's a lesson in that for all of us. You might need 9
Yep.
alarms. Might be the 9th one that takes you over the finish line.
It
But
could be.
thanks very much for sharing, Susie. I really appreciate that. Paul Vandeven.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Yeah, so we had some really good movement on our team this month. Well, it just doesn't happen in one month. It's nice to see the progression kind of each month where, we're just making incremental increases. And one of the things that I do as a leader is, and it's not that I don't want to babysit people, but people get busy, things happen. And, about 10 days before the end of the month, I usually go in and just see who's qualified and who's not. Because sometimes people just forget that they've had an order. I had one person that had stopped their smart chip because they wanted to change it. And then they didn't realize that they hadn't gone through and done that. And as a result, they weren't qualified. So, and there was some significant dollars in their downline. And, so like I say, we're not babysitters, but, it doesn't take a lot sometimes to go in and just, help your team. Like sometimes it's right in front of them and they don't, or somebody's getting really close to ranking and they don't realize how little it might take or what needs to be done in order for them to obtain the rank. So, the only other comment I want to make is that, as many of you know, I'm a recovered alcoholic, and, at our meetings, the one thing that we always tell people is, don't leave 5 minutes before the miracle happens. And, it's no different in this business. Like, don't leave 5 minutes before, something amazing happens and turns everything around. And it's surprising over the years that I've found what a little thing can do to just kind of move you along and just get you back on track again. So
Yeah,
anyways,
great
good
point,
month,
Paul.
and I'm really excited for having this opportunity again in December, so we can all finish off the year with a big bang.
Yeah, good for you, Paul. Thanks for sharing. Very important point to certainly be there for your teams. And what I also would like to celebrate too is that I know there's some people on here that don't have teams. They just love the product. They love the culture. And I tip my hat to you people too. You're here. You're, you're part of mine, somebody's worldwide distribution network. You're here. And as I've always said, you're welcome to sit at my campfire anytime and sing Kumbaya. Bring a guitar, harmonica, whatever. Let's celebrate you. So, you know, great, great things for those people to stay here, to enjoy the life that they're getting with the improvements of the patches and so on. So, those of you that are on here that don't have a team, we appreciate you like crazy too. So, don't be ashamed. This isn't just about rank on this call. It's great to celebrate rank, but we want to celebrate people that are here, that are still participating, that are still showing up to these calls and so on. So you know who you are, and we appreciate you immensely. Dr. Sill, good to see you. My big sis on here. You have to unmute.
Hold on, got it. Okay.
Got it. How are
Okay,
you?
I'm good and good to see everyone and good to see you guys as well. Listening these stories, tonight, like somehow my brain, because my brain is normally working differently than everyone else's. Um, what I hear and when you say that we are celebrating everybody who's here. And yes, we are celebrating rank advancements, but celebrating everybody because everybody who's willing to work with us, there is a story, a success story to help someone
Yeah.
all the time. And yes, rank advancements, we are celebrating each other's, but what I'm seeing and what I was thinking that uh, behind every single of us, there is minimum, like if not more, but minimum one success stories, who we have and how we helped. And this is the momentum where I think where we keep going. And it's like that's why we never give up, because like we know how it works. We know that it's working. The technology is amazing. And yes, we are a, more than a team, because okay, we are not chasing the packs, like as you said in hockey,
Mhm.
but we are helping for so many people.
Yeah.
And this is where I say thank you. Thank you for every single of you guys, or every single of us who's here and who never give up helping more people.
Well, Sylvia, what you've done, you're you're the first person that was in my team. Um, and there was Kev, who's my sponsor, and then I went and talked to you with my sister, and I can remember we didn't even have a company yet.
Yep.
And we did the lateral and dynamic stability assessment with you, and you were like, I'm in. Whatever it is, I'm in. I understand the brain, I'm in. You didn't have to look for studies, you didn't have to look for anything. You were just in, and you've been such an integral part of the growth of this company, the study of this company, the realization of what we have. You get it. You just get it. And that's a great point that everybody on this call has helped somebody and has made a difference in this world. And you're absolutely right. This isn't about rank. I think it's important to celebrate rank. Everybody needs, you know, to be recognized, but we need to recognize those that are simply just sharing. and helping somebody. So that's a great point, Dr. Sill. That's very, very well taken. So thank you for sharing that.
Terry,
Thanks, guys.
Terry, sorry,
Mhm.
I'm on my cell phone. It won't let me raise my hand, but
Okay.
I want to give a big shout out to my sister Agnes Lamers. She's tirelessly going out and doing vendor events and vendor shows. It's her passion. And she's been really doing a good job of building her team. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have ranked advanced. So a big shout out to Agnes Lamers.
Absolutely. Is Agnes on the call? I don't see her in the drop down here, Mia. No, I don't see her. I don't see her on the call. But anyways, great shout out, Mia, for sure. Agnes and Mia have been around as sister-in-laws for a long time. And you're right, Mia, she is incredible at her sharing and so on. And I know that Neil Redsell, who's a new associate here, was in Mississauga, I believe, with Agnes over this past weekend, presenting and learning, and I think Kev, you might have stopped by, I think too as well. But you know, that's the amazing thing about, you know, people like Agnes, that they may not have a huge team, but the difference they're making in people's lives by simply sharing and doing these shows is incredible. And I think we should all be grateful for those type of people that are on our team that continue in that pursuit of helping people, regardless of what they're making financially or whatever. So I think it's phenomenal. And that's a great shout out, Mia, for sure.
I just want to correct you. We're sisters, not sister-in-laws.
Sorry, sisters. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Throw
Yeah.
you off the bus.
So I just missed the bus, Susie. But no, bravo. Thank you for that shout out as well. So anybody else want to say anything? We got a couple other topics we want to cover, and we got about 10 or 15 minutes left here, max. So again, Kev, Kathy, so amazing what we got rolling here and the momentum. And we have till midnight tonight. So doesn't matter what time zone you're in, you got midnight till midnight tonight. Makes sense to everybody. So Kev, let's just touch on, I want to touch on before we go, and Kathy, I want to touch a little bit about the importance of compliance with our products. Kev, I know you've dealt a little bit with the compliance things tonight, and let's take the lead on talking about how important and the necessity is to be compliant for all of us.
So thanks, Tara. So as we know, we have the only type of this technology in the world, right? So you have to respect that. People are going to look at you differently. And so what have we learned through this journey? And you know, the critical thing, and just the little reminders, okay? So that, and I've sent stuff to head office, just keeping everybody on the loop, because I'm about protecting our team.
Mm-hmm.
And if people are not open to listening to Jay, of what he's told us what to do, then they need to. It's just like you look at, if I don't do the right thing, I get disciplined. So one of the things we look at is, again, you can never make claims. And I'll share an example. Somebody made a claim, somebody made a statement, say what it is, where they put the patch on somebody and they say, you know those symptoms you have? Well, when you put the patch on, those symptoms are going to go away. You can't say that. You just do what the patch says, what the patch looks after with the symptom. We don't treat, I can tell everybody, we don't treat, diagnose, and cure. We don't do that. We just help the nervous system function better. Whatever happens out of that is whatever happens out of that. So that's a very important one. Another big one is get really comfortable with doing the demo properly. We keep talking about this and Jay leads from this, so just do the demo. Get really good at doing the demo. And what I mean by that is I wish one of the teammates I was working with this weekend, she goes, you know what? I realized, Kev, I need to slow down. I need to take my time with the demo and instruct the client properly, and don't scare them. So if you're not sure about what you're doing with your demo or you're having some challenges, I could do the demo till the rest of time. I love this thing. It's my wheelhouse. So I have a YouTube channel. I have demos up there. You want to practice, you want to set up a Zoom call, I can walk you through. And there's cues. I call it verbiage of how to talk about what you're going to do so that we don't scare the client or we don't harm the client is another one. With some of the techniques that people are doing, they're putting themselves and the person they're doing the demo with at risk of getting injured because they're applying too much force. And I've seen people like literally they had to grab and pull them back because they pushed too hard. Get it done properly. There was one other, I mean my notes here. So those are two big ones in regards to the demo. Oh yeah, and just remember, I just mentioned, remember, I know you've seen this on the video, this pinch thing. I saw Andrea, if you want to, she did a great post with the grip dynamometer. She goes, no wonder I have a hard time opening up the bottle. I did my grip strength, not very good. My husband, you just open the bottles, that's your job. You're a lot stronger than I am. You can measure it, it's numbers, it's metrics. So this thing that you see with the pinch, right, it's out. Jay's never done it, don't do it. So just follow the recipe as they say, and you will be fine. And if you're not sure, there's no such, this is what I learned about as an athlete. There's no such thing as I'm not going to use the word, it's the D word. There's no such thing as a bad question. I learned this in school as a teacher. If you have a question, I assure you lots of other people do. And if you're not sure and we need to do a training on this more in depth, hey, we can do that. We can go back to the fundamentals, because that's what you basically need, and how to go about presenting this technology when you share it, that it stays compliant within what Jay has taught us about. So we stay within the boundary lines.
Yeah, Kev, that brings up a great point. I mean, you're the master at doing this. You've done it on stage. You've done it in front of hundreds and hundreds of people on stage. You explain it well. Maybe you and I will talk about, let's get a video done, and let's be able to convert it to an open YouTube video that we can place in the files tab in our Patchination group that everybody can use and learn from. And I've seen, people doing the dynamic stability one with their arms folded like this. Well, it's really easy to pull somebody's arms out. It's way harder to do it when it's fist over fist like we were taught. So, I see this stuff when I'm with you that, we all got to be on the same page. And, people posting stuff, we need to guard our fort. What's our fort? It's our business. It's our technology. And if you see somebody that is doing something that you feel is non-compliant, I don't care whether it's a post, my suggestion is reach out to that person. Let them know that it's not compliant. I'm going to give you the opportunity to change it so that it's compliant. And if you don't do that, then you've left me no alternative but to report it, because I'm protecting my business. And you should be doing the same. And I think we all have to, undergird each other in that, because compliance is we all know what happened to the flow patch, that somebody made a claim. And so in order for Jay to prove that he wasn't messing around with compliance, he took the flow patch, which was probably our best patch. So we all need to understand and respect that compliance is such a vital, vital part of our technology, right? And so if you question whether something's compliant or non-compliant, send it to compliance@superpatch.com. Take a screenshot, do whatever, and say, is this post compliant? They'll get back to you real quick. Send it an email, compliance@superpatch.com. Or ask another leader that's been around, an OG, that's been around for a while. That is incredibly That's incredibly important for sure. Sorry, I just want to see, there was a question I think that just came in. Donnelly, hi Terry, can I post on my social media that I'm offering the patches at my price, $45? No, that is not something public you want to do, that you're offering the patches at $45. That is something that you do, as I said, out of the trunk of your car. Just think about it. Any customer that goes and orders gets them for 45, right? We advertise the fact that they'll get it at wholesale at 45 if they go to the website. And the idea is to drive to website. All I'm saying to you is that in your business, I'm not teaching you to do things wrong. I'm teaching you to say, how do I recover my money as fast as I can? Sell them compliantly at what the wholesale cost is, but don't advertise it. Reach out to people personally, reach out to your customers, and let them know that you've got a special, right? But don't promote it, because all that does is open up a can of worms. I saw it on Terry's website or Kathy's website that they're offering it at $45 if you reach out. We can't do that, right? So all I'm saying is, hey, if somebody's willing to pay as a customer 60, what if you bought the patches at 18 and sold them for 60? Your business. You just can't go below wholesale price, right? So don't advertise it. Don't promote it socially. Put it out there, because all you'll do is raise people's dander. So great question, Donnelly. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Kath, anything to add to compliance?
No, I think you guys covered it all, Terry. Just, yeah, just be cautious on what you're putting out there, because the last thing we want to do is lose our patches and this business, because we know what's coming ahead, and it's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see you all in Vegas, because that is going to be the biggest show, biggest conference we ever had. And big things are going to be launched at that conference. So, yeah, thank you for having me, Terry, and thank you all for coming.
Yeah, and on that note, Kath, thank you for mentioning a couple housekeeping things here. Guys, just remember that the promos for customers and associate has been extended till midnight tonight. Secondly, $1 associate sign up price is extended to the end of December. So let's skate between those two defensemen that are on their butt, and let's keep this momentum going. Secondly, if you know anybody in Florida, there's our 3 smaller available events in Florida. One on Friday night coming up here on December 5th from 7 till 9. They're in the featured items in the Patchination Facebook group. If you know of anybody, it's free. Get them signed up, get them over there, have them come up to me. I'll make sure they're welcome. I'll make sure they're looked after. And if they decide to sign up, then I'll make sure they get back in touch with you, the person who sent them there. So there's one in Wellington, Florida, which is on the East Coast. And then there's 2 one in Sarasota area, and then there's going to be one with Dr. Mark DeBrinket Saturday afternoon in what they call Babcock Ranch, which is sort of in the Naples area. So they're all posted in the thing. There's Eventbrite links you can click on, and one's an RSVP with a phone number that if you have somebody in that area that we can do. So leverage these events to try and get people that you may know in those areas to get to those events. And last but not least, as Kathy brought up, Las Vegas, our big event in Las Vegas. We are going to blow the roof off the place. And
Gary, I do want to say that Las Vegas is Friday and Saturday. Usually our conferences are one day, but it's actually Friday and Saturday. So make sure you're there for both.
Yeah, so the Saturday is the 6th, or the Saturday's the 7th, and the 6th is a Friday. So which means you probably want to fly in on the 5th. And depending how bad you get hooked on the party in Vegas in the casinos or whatever, you might want to fly home on the 10th, depending on how bad you get. So, just kidding. But we're going to have fun. Anybody in our organization that goes, there's a free t-shirt for you. We're taking sizes and whatever. So my goal, Kevin's goal, Kathy's goal is 100 people in our organizations there, walking around with t-shirts that say, help us patch a nation. So if you're thinking on going and you don't have anybody to stay with or whatever, put some posts in the team pages that you're going and you're looking for someone to share a room with. Because what happens, a lot of people don't go because they think there's no one to share a room with. What better way to get to know somebody and have some fun than to reach out and share a room with somebody, just get there and enjoy. I guarantee you, as Monica said, she went to the Toronto event, and the Toronto event was nothing compared to what Vegas is going to be. And that was a spark that lit her. But you wait till you see the explosion that's going to light your butt in Las Vegas. So I can't encourage you enough to get there. Do what you can to get there. If you can't go for whatever reason, work on your team. Get your team there. Get whoever can make the sacrifice. Building a business is always about sacrifice. What are you willing to do to sacrifice to grow your business? And if this is a little bit of a sacrifice, do it. And then next year, you'll know that I got a budget throughout the year to save enough money so I got enough money that I can go to the next event. And usually what happens when you come out of the event and you take what you learned at the event and you put it into action, you'll have the money. Trust me. You'll have the money. So on that note, Kathy, Kevin, thank you all for being on the call. Keep encouraging your team. Keep showing up to these calls. And let's continue with this momentum into our Christmas holiday season. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing. And I appreciate y'all very much. You want to unmute and say goodnight? You're welcome to. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Good night.
Night.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good
See
night,
you soon,
everybody.
Terry.
so much.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Terry.
Of course.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
Kathy,
Bye,
Kevin.
guys.